this was the game that I was looking forward to by like game week 3, when I could see that, okay, these are the two teams now in the sense of form and just like, playing. I'd say these are the two teams. If I'm being honest, Sekhukhune have been playing the best football in the country since the season has started. I think Hugo Bros mentioned that, and he didn't say that by mistake.
No.
And I think going into this game, I was like, if we can beat this team, or if we can give them a game, then maybe you can say the prospect of a title maybe is not just like us making noise. Maybe there could be something.
Yeah.
And I'd say that first half, for like the first couple of minutes, you're like, okay, but man, Sekhukhune play the most direct style of football you will see in this league. To the point where I'm thinking, does Eric Tinkler show these guys videos of Jurgen Klopp? They're so direct. They play such intentional football, and they play so well with each other. And immediately now, I think before the game, they were saying, I think Peterson would have had broken a record, Ntumbelenkune, for how many clean sheets in the beginning of the season. Immediately dashed. Wow, gone.
Bro.
And you're just like, whoa, guys, we just got here. And you could tell that Eric Tinkler, he knew that, okay, Chiefs are they're probably going to say, okay, you have the ball and we'll press you guys. We're going to press you guys. We're going to press you. And they were just like, no. You guys have the ball. We are going to make sure we pick our moments. We press in the mid block and we just constantly hit balls into space because McCarthy was back, from his knock, and Miguel, for the most part, they haven't really been tested from that. The teams we've played against, they haven't really, some of them have, and we've seen moments where Chiefs looked a bit shaky in transition, but I'd say the reason that they were so defensively resolute was because that most teams were not really that direct, so we were able to deal with them for the most part, especially with the midfield being the way that it was. But this game, completely out the window. Miguel, you could tell they could not deal with the amount of pace that they were from each side. And
I think we did say in our light preview after like our Sundowns review, we did say this was a game of defense versus attack. We know Sekhukhune, direct football,
very direct.
Chiefs, defensive solidarity has been like your trump card this season, bro. That has been like your that was your ace. But like this game, dog,
it's like it all went away.
It all went away,
and
it all started in midfield. Tawakele was not there, which was
it was an interesting choice. I think
interesting choice. Playing Undlovu, he was usually your sub. That was
the substitution to come off the bench, because he's very lively.
But you have Oxumteto, who had an off game, I would say.
Yeah, I think, and it's funny because he had such an amazing the past two games, especially the game against Sundowns. He was the man of the match of that game, and after that, we've really been playing very well, and he's just, you can tell that he's refined his game, being a lot more sharper, a lot more intentional with his passing, a lot more neat. And today, I think it was just a bit too erratic. I think I feel like Sekhukhune thrived in the midst of the chaos. They thrived with like the fact that, okay, balls are being thrown there, long balls here, just like, and they were just able to say, okay, quick, neat. And again, we have players like Mahaula who are able to, from the wing play, and they're just able to, and I'd say credit to Riflosla for his attempts at dealing with Mahaula for most of the night, but you could tell he was a live wire. He was making things happen, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like,
it's going to be long.
It's going to be long. And I think this is something that most teams are going to look at now to say, okay, Chiefs, guess they don't like when teams do that. That means that's what we need to do now. We need to exploit the fact that we're going to want to play a high line. We're going to want to make the pitch smaller. And as a result, that means we're going to have to deal with teams wanting to hit us a lot more often on the counter.
Yeah.
And we got exposed here. And I think credit to Eric Tinkler, you can tell. But I think he's got, 12 wins against Kaizer Chiefs? 10, 12 wins.
Yeah.
This is across all of his managerial stints, and once again he just knows how to exploit what Chiefs, like what makes Chiefs click, and in such an effective way.
Do you think Tabiso Munyane's injury probably made that right hand side a bit weak, because that's where Makhala was causing the danger?
Thing is, to be honest with you, Reef Rosler looked really good to the point where I was even saying maybe Tabiso Munyane might have to, like, because he was as I said, he wasn't completely boxed out. Yes, there were a few moments. It was a good duel between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking he looks quite fit. He looks quite bulky. And I've always said Reef Rosler, if he could improve in his attacking, you know, just like being more attacking and just like, I'd say defensively, he's always been a very great fullback.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that. I don't think it was really that problem. I do feel like maybe Sekhukhune was saying that, okay, let's just overload on that side and make sure, because even the goal, I think the third goal came from that side, I think, in terms of the ball coming in. So you're just saying that maybe it was just a blip. I'd say maybe I wouldn't read too much into that.
I think it probably affected the relationship between Miguel and Monyane during that rise, because for the third goal, that's where Bradley Grobler came in.
Okay, yeah, because he was in that space.
He was in that space and he managed to flick it through. Oxum Tetwa just decided to
trigger the press. Yeah, he just decided. And the thing is, one thing about pressing, you don't just, you press knowing that everyone is pressing, because the moment that you move out of space, you open a huge hole. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. The moment that Ox, you know, he did the press, and it didn't seem like everyone was clocking up. That's what he was leading the press, because are you meant to lead the press?
You're number 6.
As a number 6. You're leading the press. You're the man supposed to be here. So him leading there, opening such a huge hole, and I don't think everyone was sort of together. I think that was maybe instinctual to say, let me take the opportunity. Yeah. Again, we're losing 2-1. We can have a chance to at least equalize the game, keep our unbeaten record going. Yeah. And I just feel like that was very immature more than anything else. And I think credit again to Sekhukhune, who exploited that. They knew that going into this game, there's going to be a lot of noise. You know, a lot of people saying, you know, Kaizer Chiefs, da. And I know my fan base. We know that at the end of the day, teams, they see all the noise, they see the discourse, and they say, I want to be the team that shuts them up. And they looked, from minute one, they just looked on it. And even in the moments where we had the ball, I'd say in like parts of the first and the second half where we had the ball, we were like going in there. I'd say it was once again the biggest thing that I've been complaining about, decision making. Gaston Sireno Nilepo in such good opportunities at certain points in the game, and you're just thinking, just make the right decision, because now you have, and I just have to mention, Flavio Silva. You know what? He will once again. I think Kaizer Chiefs have had this very weird thing of getting strikers that endear themselves with the fans, because they are able to just. And what I like about him now, he's got the physicality of a, what's this? Who can I say? He's got the physicality of a Nokovic. Yeah. He's got the speed of a Dupree, and I'd say in a lot of ways he's got the attacking intent of, I'd say, Bernard Park, in the sense he knows what to do in that space. You can tell he's very smart in terms of his hold-up play, in terms of he doesn't go down easily. You can tell he's a fighter. And I'm like, he seems like he's everything that we've needed in a striker wrapped up into one. And you're asking yourself that, where has this guy been this whole season? Like, no offense. I mean, obviously, Wandile Duba, you know, he's also a great option, but
he's young and inexperienced.
He's young, inexperienced, and he just looks like someone who's played regular football and knows what to do. And I think
the team, the service.
That's what I'm saying. Give him the service, and I think him and Gaston Sireno, they combined well, but the decision making was a big problem. Once again, Lilepo, Lollipop, you know, he's a player who always makes things happen. He's always running down the wing. He's always getting in positions, but you could see him and certain players, they were not correlating. His decision making was also quite rash at certain points. I do feel like we could have stayed in this game.
I feel like, especially after the equalizer, you guys had the chance to take the game away from Sekhukhune.
100%.
And I think the way the second goal came, that probably took Kaizer Chiefs out of the
massively
game.
Out of it. Took us by surprise. I think again that was just brilliant. In fact, let's just touch on Bradley Grobler. Yeah. What a performance, eh? I think that was a performance of someone who was playing with Pelo.
Yeah, chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. And wow, I think what
striker's performance.
A striker's performance, and I think it was just the way that we've seen him play in PSL for almost 10 years now. We know Bradley Grobler, but obviously now he's playing for Sekhukhune, this very high attacking team. He's been playing very well for the most part. Hasn't scored that many goals, but still chipping in where he can, like as a smart number 9. And this performance again, he was physical. He was able to kind of attract players so that his teammates were able to, Mahalo and them were able to rummage through those flanks. And even him as well. Striker's finish, boom, one touch, turn around, finish, done. Caught them off surprise. Yeah. And even with the first goal.
The first goal, right place, right time. With the last defender, he's stretching the defense as the advanced forward. The player just put the ball in, and he's right there to finish it.
But I think my favorite action was the third goal, in the sense of he was just a simple flick on. Now, boom, there on the counter. Yeah. Munare, see, like it was to the point where I'm asking myself again, and I made the tweet. I was like, Hugo Bros. I mean, even if it's just for and like preliminary, like a few fixtures, just give it a try. We have international break next month. I'm just saying because he looks reinvigorated.
And I think Foster and Reynolds could do some learning from
100%,
Bradley Grobler's experience. But
100%.
my standout performer in this game, obviously we're gonna touch on you're gonna mention Bradley Grobler, but I think Munari, bro.
Munari, he was
in midfield. He was the general in there.
Yeah.
He played the ball to Ramallah. He was in acres of space. Where was Paseka Marco?
Yeah.
Where was Paseka Marco?
You know what, I think after the first couple of games, you can tell he's already feeling himself. He's got the chant, where Marco? He's feeling himself. And now I think it was very naive in the sense of the game state, the way that the game was. I don't think it was very... Maybe it was the directive from the coach to say, when we get the ball, run up into space, give the width, give the space, give the opportunities for Flavio and what... But I think that one, you can see that, okay, Sekhukhune, they can clearly tell they're attacking us on the space.
Yeah.
Let's just ease up a bit. I think at that point, was it the second half, right, when that goal happened?
I'm saying for the first goal.
For the first goal,
the opener of the game.
And I'm just thinking, let's just heat a bit. You can see that we were under pressure for most of that game. And I think that was a bit naive. But I think at the end of the day, it was disappointing. I still think he should be our starting left back for the season. I think it was just a moment where, caught in between two minds. Do I go now? And you're caught out, and they just saw the opportunity and they just killed us.
Also, goalkeeper. The goalkeeper has Sekhukhune. I genuinely thought Chiefs could have scraped a point in those last few minutes. Because after the third goal went in, Sekhukhune just closed shop. But the goalkeeper had to make some fine saves.
True, and again, that's why I'm saying that I'm not super mad. I wouldn't say it's a lashing. Yes, it was a good performance. It was an effective game, but the scoreline could have been a bit more. We could have gotten ourselves into the good position. I'm not going to take anything away from Sekhukhune, but I'd say again, I'm encouraged by this performance because we didn't give up. Because usually last season, we'd go 1-0 down against Free State Stars or whatever. Our heads are down. We don't know what to do. And here we could be like, let's fight, guys. Let's not just you could tell that I think for a team like Kaizer Chiefs that's unfortunately been in a very weird position, right, for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Them winning the Nedbank Cup, they like the fact that they're in these conversations. They prefer it that way. So I would hope that this is the mentality that this team keeps in terms of, yes, it's a setback, but again, fine. We've lost, we've conceded, we've whatever. All of these notches, we can move them away. All the noise is down. You see, we know Kaizer Chiefs, unfortunately, it's not a club that can be humble.
Yeah.
When you're there, you're here. So now, fine, we've been beaten. We're right here. Let's just start here and let's build our way back up. Let's start, winning in CAF. Let's start winning in winning games in the league now. Let's sort of slowly.
And the journey starts there.
Precisely.
The CAF Confederations Cup preliminary round qualifiers are coming. You guys have to travel to Angola. But you won't be traveling with your coach, your head coach, Nasreddin Nabi.
Which is because this is in real time. We're just reacting. All of the news has kind of dropped in the past 5 hours or so from various different sources that we don't know as well. I think we're not going to delve too deep into it because obviously we want to get all the facts and pieces together because no statements have been released yet. But very weird. I think the situation in just what we know so far, I think it
Yeah, I mean, how do you just fire a coach just like that because he doesn't have a CAF license, coaching licenses? Why did you hire him in the first place?
There's a lot more that's not being told that I can understand maybe if, but I just hope that when it's all said and done, Kaizer Chiefs Football Club is on the right side because I think you don't want to start a rebuild on such weird, on noise. We don't need noise. I think the problem with Kaizer Chiefs, there's been too much noise at our club and the wrong noise. We're in the tabloids and the news for all the wrong reasons. And I think we'll delve on this a bit more once we have a lot more of the information and the resources. But we just wanted to touch on any final thoughts on the game itself before we kind of wrap up.
Where does Chiefs go from here?
I think, as I said again, we baby steps. We've lost. We've got the first loss. Let's just go game by game now. Let's just
stay unbeaten, bro. What are their prospects going into this season?
What is that analogy they say? The elephant on the tree.
Yeah.
They are the elephant right now.
Yeah.
In the sense they're not a team that anyone would have touted to be here, but here they are.
Yeah.
And I think now it's just a thing of hold on for as long as you can. You know, I'm not saying, you know, who's to say. I know. Let me not. You know, let me again.
Experienced coach.
Experienced coach.
Experienced crop of players.
A very talented crop of players.
A marksman up front. Solid defense.
And also a board that seems to be willing to back the manager. I think they've made a couple of signings as well. So. I mean,
they have the ingredients, I must say.
They do.
They have the ingredients.
And I think, again, the season is very long.
Yeah.
We're still in, September now?
Yeah.
May is very long. And let's not, you know, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Because, again, for the league, seeing a new contender throw their feather in the cap, it's always exciting. It's always very interesting. But, yeah, other than that, we just... Kaizer Chiefs, day by day, you know, game by game. Sekhukhune... Watching now. The league is watching now. Yeah. It's not just the thing of the country is now just saying that okay, y'all are. But anyways, that was just our brief thoughts on the game. Interesting. We're currently watching Sundowns versus Marimo Gallants, but we will have a review of that sooner rather than later. But yeah, from myself, Mo, and VJ here at No Foul Plays at 8. Stay tuned in.
Cool.